What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we got something very special, I guess for you Westside people, because we got the prints in our player packs for this tournament in Jonesboro, and this is a prototype. See, it says XX on the flight numbers. I have no idea how this flies. It is a driver. I'm sure you guys know a little bit about it. It does come out May 2nd, I think, of this year, obviously. And so what I'm gonna do is play this 9-hole course with just this, and we also got a judge, like this Halo judge. I don't know what Dynamic Disc calls their Halo version, but I'm just gonna call it Halo. It's got this sick Jonesboro Open stamp. Today we're gonna see what flight numbers this really is. We're gonna guess, and we won't know until the second, I guess. Hole 1 is 160 feet. It's right down there. Probably can't see the basket. It's kind of hard to film in this at this course. If I had to guess, just by the profile of it and all that, it's a lot like my turn, my Halo turn. It's not very domey. Doesn't have a insanely wide rim, but I am gonna putt with the judge. So I've never played with either of these discs before. So let's see how this goes. Okay. It's starting to get a little stable. The stability kind of took over. So I don't know if this is going to be their version of like a destroyer. It seemed more like, compared to the turn and the destroyer, it felt like more like a turn than a destroyer. So I completely screwed up that drive. Landed right there, right into a tree. Let's see if we can jam a long putt in. I don't know how this is either. This feels a lot like my AVR with like a slight bead on it, like a micro bead. I'm just gonna give it a fat hyzer. Oh, that went way straight. That is a lot like the AVR. It actually feels a bit more understable because I put that on a hyzer and it didn't really hyzer in. It just kind of held straight on that hyzer angle, so it didn't really hyzer out like I wanted it to. I'm really just out here to practice some putting. My round is today. My first round is today. Dang, dude. That thing is, I don't know. I do not like dynamic discs at all. Never have. And safe to say that I never will. All right, hole 2, dead straight, 180 feet. I'm gonna turn this over on like an anhyzer angle just to see how fast it fights out. I will guess the first number in the flight numbers is probably a 12. If I had to guess, definitely a 12. Oh yeah, is that going in? Oh, that went right above the basket. I've never thrown a Westside disc. This is literally my first time ever playing with one. All right, first birdie. Hole 3, 168 feet in the basket. It's right down there, just a little baby hyzer around this tree over here. We're about to see how much skip this thing gets because the grass over here is not thick at all. Whoops, hit my microphone. So I'm gonna leave it way wide, give it a lot of hyzer. Not a lot of hyzer, a lot of anhyzer. And that might be long. Oh, that is a bit long. You know, just to see how it flies, I'm gonna throw this judge off the tee. Right into the tree. That's fine. I kind of like how that flies. Like off the tee. I don't know if I like it as a putter. That's just me though. I kind of gave that drive way too much juice. It does feel like this judge doesn't want to flip over as easily as the AVRs, because if you throw it flat if you throw one of the AVRs flat, that thing just wants to turn into a roller, which is why like an AVR X3 would be better for like a throwing AVR. But we went pretty long on this one, So let's see if I can't jam this putt in. Oh, this is way back here. I should have gave it a lot less. Look how far this is. Oh man, it's kind of crappy back here. Oh, this is not a putt at all. Really, the only way out of here is a turbo. And I parked under the basket with a turbo. I'll just clean off with my hand and. All right, that's a par. That should have been a birdie. Whatever. It's not about the score really today. It's just about checking this thing out, guessing the flight numbers. I want to get this video out as soon as possible because I know it's coming out soon, and boys want to get a video out of a disc that hasn't been out yet. Kind of like a prototype video. All right, hole 4, right up this hill. Just throw it right into the hill. This should be an easy one for this disc. 236 feet. This really isn't the best place to try out one of these discs because this is a destroyer-like disc. And that's a bit short. I didn't want to give it a bunch. I didn't want to give it a bunch of torque and go long because I go long pretty much every time on this hole. You kind of can just crash it into the hill. But we still got a putt. It's not like I didn't go that short. I'm like right before the hill. We need to jam a nice putt in there. This is probably the only time I'll ever putt with this thing. Not a fan. Not a fan. All right, this next hole is 190 foot downhill toss, pretty much. So right now it's safe to say that this thing does have destroyer-like numbers. It might have a little bit more glide, but I know for a fact this thing is a 12, maybe a 6. I'm going to play it safe and just say 5 for the glide, -1, 3. It has a little bit of turn to it, so I feel like it's not exactly like a 0-3, but that's just what I'm going with right now. And we're pretty much parked, just like that. Wow, I rolled into the woods. I thought that I was right here. I'm way down there. Oh my God. What the heck? You can get a nasty roll away on the backside of this hill. Off my line. Had a weird footing over there. No big deal. It's another par. We're still only one down. I was just seeing what we could do with it, with these 2 discs. I've always want to do something like that. You know, get player pack, get 2 discs in it, and then see how good I shoot with those 2 discs. Next hole, 185. It's just like hole 4, but just a little bit shorter. Oh, come back. Whew, I put too much Anheuser on that. Hopefully my camera doesn't fall. This is a very steep hill. Probably can't tell on camera. I'm just gonna go real quick. Into a headwind, shanked it. The thing that I don't like about these putters, these type, the very domey kind, I'm just gonna have to hold the camera. Is when you're putting in a headwind, this is really good for tailwind. When you're putting in a headwind, it's too deep. That's why I putt with invaders now, which do great in the wind. And here being in Arkansas, you're gonna have to have something decent in the wind. But it's not as domey and the wind doesn't get under as much and mess with it. With these super domey, really deep putters is, you know, a little bit of wind gets under it and you can't control it. Hole 7, 276 feet. This one is the second longest on the course. Not very long at all. So this is a very short course. Doesn't take long to play it. That's why this is a great warm-up spot, because it's right by everything. So you can make it to just about every other disc golf course out here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So that's why it's perfect. And it's quiet back here. I don't like this wind. I'm gonna leave it way, way wide. And that is going to be parked, right? Yeah, pretty much parked. That was such a good throw. So this thing is definitely on the more overstable side. I am kind of having to force it over, but I got a bad right to left wind right now. So it's probably going to get pushed. That's why I threw it so wide. But that was pretty much parked. The flight pattern is consistent with hyzers and hyzers, and I don't think I've even thrown it flat yet. But hyzer and anhyzer, you know, are my two favorite, I guess. This putt is definitely a death putt. You cannot go long on this at all. You will get screwed over very easily. Let me show you why. Okay, there's where my disc landed. It's on this little hill, but if you miss your putt or you roll down, you're going, that is like at least 50 foot of elevation right there. And I got like a 10-footer. So if I miss this, you know, I suck. Now around here, if you never played in Arkansas or Jonesboro or whatever, you just gotta jam them in, because this wind changes so much, dies down, picks up, changes direction. You kind of just have to wait for a good moment to putt and then put it in just like that. Okay, we're 2 down through 7, 8, I don't know. This is the longest hole. It's kind of a forehand, but I don't like forehands. 289, whoops. This wind is hard over here. 289, way down there. No, not really way down there. It probably looks longer on camera, but the tree line goes all the way down and have a lot of wide open space. So really it's a no-brainer to go with a forehand. I don't know, dude, I don't know if you hear this wind. Probably this wind is insane. My best bet is to throw a very steep anhyzer and see what happens. Way out wide, crash back in. I almost aced this the other day with my Mamba. It went right in front of the basket. But I know now that I've thrown this thing on the last, 7 holes, I have confidence that you can put this on a lot of anhyzer angle and it's gonna come back pretty well. Just like that. That is so high though. This needs to get down. Okay, that's down there right in front of the rocks. I hate putting my disc into the rocks because, well, they're rocks and they're going to probably damage your disc very easily. That's not a bad throw. I wish I would have left a little more anhyzer on it, which that was pretty much a roller angle. I'm not saying this thing is like a tilt, but it does fight the wind pretty well. So I will say that my first experience with Westside discs is not a bad one. My first experience with Dynamic was horrible. Again, really just the whole trilogy line of discs don't have good options for much understable stuff. I'd like throwing understable just because hyzer flips are easy, distance is easy, but I do love my overstable disc, definitely. All right, let's see if we can't can this one. I don't have a lot of confidence because of just the disc that I'm putting with. And if you like to judge, go for it, I'm not I'm not judging. Haha, get it? Dad jokes. Go in. Oh my God. Okay, I kind of like the judge now. That was a huge birdie. That's what's up. That is what's up. That was such a good putt. I hope I do that all weekend. That was probably like a 50-footer right there. That got a little bit of lift at the end, and that floated in perfectly. All right, this last hole is nothing. 208 feet, just a little skip around this corner. So I'm gonna have to tone it down with this thing. Almost skipped in. Went 3 down through 9. Not bad, considering I've never played with a Judge or a Prince, which no one's played with a Prince yet. I have. And if I had a dynamic, or not dynamic, if I had a Westside bag, this would probably make it into the bag. And this is how you learn your discs. Play one round with them. If it's a driver, bring up just one putter along, your regular putting putter, and try it out, you know? You'll learn a lot about different shot shapes with it. And it's a lot of fun. So go get yours on the 2nd of next month. See you guys in the next one.